You're listening to Clearly Conspicuous, a podcast series brought to you by Holland & Knight's Consumer Protection Defense and Compliance Team. Here at Holland & Knight, we have the working knowledge of how federal and state agencies operate and how courts address consumer protection issues to effectively work with our clients to address these issues.
Good day and welcome to another podcast of Clearly Conspicuous. As we've noted in other sessions, our goal was to make you succeed in this environment, make you aware of what's going on, and give you practical tips for success. As always, it's a privilege to be with you today. Today, in following up on our previous session on activities by the state attorneys general, we discuss activities by specific states and sample noteworthy enforcement actions by the states. The goal is to show you that even some of the states you wouldn't expect to be active are active. So let's begin. We'll start with Florida. In April of 2025, just a couple of months ago, the Florida Attorney General subpoenaed Roblox, a popular gaming platform among young children, regarding how the platform markets to children, such age verification requirements, and moderates chat rooms. The purpose of the subpoena was to uncover how Roblox is marketing to children and discover what policies Roblox has implemented, if any, to protect children from predators using the platform. Then, the AG brought an action against Google for monopolizing products and services in online display advertising. The action alleges that Google monopolizes or attempt to monopolize products and services used by advertisers and publishers in online advertising. The complaint alleges that Google engaged in false, misleading, and deceptive acts while selling, buying, and auctioning online display ads. The main claim is that Google, their deceptive practices demonstrably diminished publishers' abilities to monetize content, increased advertisers' cost to advertise, and harm consumers. Then the Florida AG, also in March 20 of this year, announced an investigation into whether two leading proxy advisors' advice involving the consideration of environmental, social, governance, and diversity, equity, inclusion constitutes deceptive or unfair trade practices under Florida law. Next state is Iowa. The Iowa Attorney General, along with 27 other states, asked Trump administration to continue combating against illegal e-cigarettes into the U.S. targeting kids. In a letter dated April 10th of this year, 28 attorneys general signed a request urging the Trump administration to establish a federal multi-agency task force to prioritize curbing the distribution and sale of illegal Chinese e-cigarettes, to give Customs and Border Protection the power to seize these illicit tobacco products, and to prosecute and increase penalties for violators who help peddle these e-cigarettes. Then there's the state of Illinois. The Illinois Attorney General and the FTC announced proposed $20 million settlement with Leader Automotive Group. In the lawsuit, the Illinois AG and the FTC alleged that Leader frequently advertised new and used cars online at low prices designed to entice customers into dealerships, but those prices often ended up being false. Kind of a textbook bait and switch scheme that they were alleging. Next, the state of California. It settled an action against internet and cable carriers for misleading advertising practices for $10.25 million. Then there's the state of North Carolina. A task force led by North Carolina, Indiana, and Ohio investigates and are taking legal action against companies responsible for significant volumes of illegal and fraudulent robocall traffic routed into and across the United States. During April of this year, the task force issued a warning notice to caution companies that their actions may violate state and federal consumer protection and telemarketing laws. Then there's New Hampshire. The New Hampshire Attorney General brought a lawsuit against Meta platforms, Facebook and Instagram. And the lawsuit accuses Meta of knowingly using addictive design features and algorithms on its platform, including Facebook and Instagram, to encourage compulsive use by teenagers, causing harm to their mental health and well-being. And in denying Meta's motion to dismiss, the court concluded that the state had sufficiently alleged violations of the Consumer Protection Act. The court rejected Meta's arguments that the case should be dismissed because its conduct did not occur in New Hampshire or did not engage in trade or commerce under the Consumer Protection Act. So having said all that, here's the key takeaway. Recent trends show that an uptake in state-level enforcement activity shows no signs of slowing. This presents challenges for compliance departments as priorities vary from state to state. Yet there are clear overarching themes that businesses should understand. In just the past couple of years, high-profile state-level actions have resulted in hundreds of millions of dollars in penalties and restitution. These include actions against big tech companies, as well as in the tobacco industry, and pharmaceutical companies related to health products. So we have to just be aware of what's going on with the states. They're also pursuing smaller scale enforcement actions, targeting hidden fees, misleading pricing, and false advertising across industries like travel, auto sales, financial services. State attorneys general are already filling enforcement gaps and taking on novel issues at a local level by policing emerging issues like social media marketing practices, dark patterns in apps and e-commerce, and marketing tactics targeting vulnerable populations, including children and the elderly. Looking ahead, even if federal enforcement slows, states will likely continue their aggressive enforcement efforts. Businesses, therefore, should not view potential federal leniency as a license to lower compliance standards. Instead, businesses should anticipate robust scrutiny at the state level. The past 2 years' enforcement activities provide a roadmap of priority areas, and businesses can expect continued state-level action to combat deceptive or misleading or false advertising in both traditional media and the ever-evolving social media marketing landscape. In light of these developments, it's imperative for businesses to recognize that the landscape of consumer protection is evolving rapidly. The significant penalties and high-profile cases and the publicity has a stark reminder that deceptive practices will not go unnoticed or be forgotten. As state-level scrutiny intensifies, companies must prioritize ethical and legal marketing and transparent advertising, not only to avoid legal risk, but to build trust with their customers and their consumers. So, ladies and gentlemen, please stay tuned to further programs as we identify and address the key issues and developments and provide strategies for success. I wish you continued success, as always, and a meaningful day. Thank you.
Thank you for listening to Clearly Conspicuous. For more information on our Consumer Protection Defense and Compliance team, visit hklaw.com/CPDC or email anthony.diresta@hklaw.com with any questions about today's episode.